Welcome to the process video tutorial. So I start with the figuring out the proportions and finding the shapes and forms of the face, and then I started to try to find some of the dynamic lighting I had set up in my reference, figuring out her hair, the reference of the character design, and then finding the eye sockets, the lips, realized I actually didn't like what I was doing, and then I go back to working the lips, kind of feather the eyebrows, work back to front with light and shadow to get the eyes, to get the nice reflective qualities you see, and then working on the forms of the nose and the mouth, filling it out, kind of stylizing the hair, using the shadows to get a good form of the face, to kind of sculpt it. I'm using just basic lines, not using heavy details. Kind of like old style paintings, then I get into the more expressive light, to kind of really using the bright lights and the dark shadows to give that very distinct juxtaposition, to give a great, nice 3D form to the portrait. And then, yep, I am sculpting along, starting on the hair, getting some rim lighting to give it to kind of hold it together. And it's all very basic lines, and it's not like heavy detail. So like close up, it's kind of blurry, but you step back and you're like, oh yeah, it all comes together cohesively. And then I throw in a background, which I kind of don't like, and I erase, and then I put in the points of light to kind of give it a sense of depth. Kind of blur the ones in front and keep the ones in back, so it feels like you're kind of going into the picture. So that's kind of my thought process when I'm doing this. Keep it simple, try to find the forms, and use the juxtaposition of the light versus the dark shadows.